Now cross over to our colleague Marius Sheya as well as camera person Eddie Enias. They are in Ochu engaging the governor of the great Kunene.
Good afternoon, Denver. The late President Hage Geingob is hailed for his close relations with Namibia's youth, and it's evident in the appointments that he have made. I'm now this afternoon joined by the Kunene Regional Governor, Sheya, who was appointed at the age of 29 on the 1st of January 2018 as the Regional Governor. Governor Sheya, tell us about your appointment. How did it make you feel as a young person, then as a mayor of Ocho, to have gotten that call from His Excellency to appoint you as the regional head?
Yeah, no, thank you. A very good afternoon to you, Ndapanda, and also our listeners. I think it was at that moment, at that particular time, overwhelming. Equally also, I think it was a moment that one would say was very frightening because you were entering areas that you do not know, in areas that you have never imagined that you would one day be a governor for that matter. So for that, I think in the beginning it was very scary, but with time, as you grow into the role, as you get the necessary support, especially from the appointing authority, you then get into what needs to be done, and then the system takes you to what has to be done.
It's a number of you, the MTFLS, Neville, Nekongo, all these young leaders came to the fore during his reign. Tell me, how is the pressure that came with being young and appointed to these senior positions? I think
you are right. I think it's not only probably from our perspective as the young people of a particular party, but it was obviously since we at our youth congress already in 2017 we were advocating strongly for 40% representation of young people in all government structures and party structures. So it was really a blessing in the sky. I think the first 2 years, obviously, you are alone, you feel a bit lonely, but I mean from 2020, I think one became happy because a lot of other young people were appointed then, regional governors, deputy ministers, members of parliament, and that for that matter, only not just appointments but elected. So it's always a privilege to serve. So there were young people that were elected also in parliament from opposition parties, LPM, from PDM, and equally also from obviously SWAPO party, both to the National Assembly and then also to the National Council. So it is something that we are strongly advocating for young people's inclusion. So it is obviously currently as we speak, the current head of state, Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, again has proven that our elders are really ready to accommodate us by appointing Emma Theophilus as a full cabinet minister. Something we celebrate, although we are in a period of mourning, something we take with heart and gratitude. Obviously, the young inclusion is included in this.
You said something of significance just off camera in terms of the pressure that comes with the position. At a young age, there are these expectations that people hold. What does it mean if young leaders that are given these opportunities fail?
Yeah. I think for me personally, first of all, you would remember very well my first interview in 2018 when I was asked, I said it is very frightening. It is very frightening because you are there singing and praising or advocating that young inclusion, not knowing that you will be the first one to be picked. And then the first interview when they asked me what my feeling was, I said it's frightening because I don't want to mess up. Because I know that if I mess up, people will say, look at young people. If you give them opportunity, this is what they do. You can look at an example, a testament of Sheya. So a big responsibility of this magnitude actually takes away a lot of you as a person, a lot of youngness from you as a person. It requires also a very firm and confident attitude from yourself, because it's something that you are not prepared for at school or a university, and it's something that you have to grow into, making mistakes, learning, but equally also knowing at the back of your mind that mistakes shouldn't be a lot, because if there are a lot, you are closing doors to the other generation of people. So it's a moment that every day I reflect on it up to today. I look at it and I say, what a privilege to serve, and to have mentors like His Excellency Dr. Hage Geingob, and put you through the stages of life as a leader is something that I will cherish for the rest of my life.
As an appointing authority, as well as your mentor, what did the late president think of your leadership skills, maybe when you interacted? I know I've seen the two of you especially engaging when he came for regional visits. What did he think of your leadership skills?
Yeah, I think...
Tough one.
Yeah, I think Dapanda is a very difficult question to answer. Because one doesn't necessarily praise yourself or reflect on what your leadership is, but when a head of state talks to you, and for me, I think before even regarding him as a head of state, for me, he was a father. And every moment that I had with him was a learning curve for me. It was, you unlearn what you already know and you learn with. Dr. Hage Geingob, there were quite a lot of unwritten rules, a lot of unwritten procedures of how things should be done. And when and you only come to reflect that at his passing, when somebody elder likes you, they are very hard on you. Because they know probably, or they foresee the potential that you have. But one thing I will always cherish that he used to remind me as a person myself was to tell me he's very proud of me as a Namibian. That the building of a Namibian house, he sees it through me. He embodies that to say, this guy, he talks, he walks, he stays with people from all walks of life. Exactly. Somebody who can blend in with all cultures and everybody in the Namibian house. And he always used to remind me, even up to the last day we were together this year, he used to remind me, I must never let go of that. Being a Namibian, being humble, and just being myself. I think for me it's something I can take from him, and something that he obviously probably saw in me, that he would always amplify within me. Even if I come with challenges, even if I come with problems, even if he's angry with me, he would always talk to you, but in the end he would always remind you, you must remain a Namibian. And that's how we want to build this Namibian house. Yeah. As
we gear towards his memorial services that are going to take place across the country, what type of legacy should we uphold when it comes to the late president?
I think the legacy is quite vast, and it also depends on, I think every Namibian has a way how he wants to celebrate His Excellency, how he wants to remember His Excellency. But what we have decided at our level is, because this was a president of the people, the men love people, we decided to go back to each and every constituency and make sure that we spend a day in a platform, we create a platform for them to be able to celebrate, to be able to remember, to be able to reflect on the loss, because the loss is being felt by every Namibian, whether it's in a good way, whether it's in a bad way. I think all of us have a fond memory, we have an encounter, we have an impact. There were decisions made during his time that probably reflects him as a person within us as Namibians. So his legacy is quite big. I think it was started with him. It's an economic one. I think our aim is we must be able to achieve it within our lifetime. That's the only way we can celebrate his legacy. Whether you look at green hydrogen, whether you look at oil discovery, whether you look at our economy that is starting to show some positive signs, we have to be able to look at how we can really fulfill his dreams of economic prosperity.
As we conclude our interview, the President was also your personal friend. You shared a very intimate moments together. I know I've also seen a video of you singing together. I think that was late last year. How are you coping with the news?
Is there a manual? I think, look, there is no manual on dealing with a loss. I think it's a tough one. Like I said, I would always remember him. I would always cherish him. It's very difficult at the current moment, but I think with God's help and the support that I'm getting from my family and friends to overcome this, I think we will cope with this. We will definitely cope with this.
Governor Sheya, thank you so much for your time. That was the Kunene Regional Governor, Marius Sheya, just sharing light moments on the life and